We're live. We're back, man. Another Friday Night Lights, man. What an exciting night at a lot of these games tonight. But this show is dedicated to the life and memory of Leroy Manitoul. Went to Pilgrim High School. I know Pilgrim had a moment of silence for him today. I knew Leroy, nice guy, so I just wanted to send, my condolences to his family. So tonight's show is dedicated to the life and memory of Leroy Manitoul. I'm sure the Pilgrim family, Pilgrim put stickers up on their helmets that said LM74. I know Leroy's brother Steve Manitoul. In this picture, you see him with five-time champion Vinny Pazienza. I know that's Mickey Ward next to Vinny Paz. I'm not sure who is with Leroy, but maybe somebody can fill that in for us. But I want to thank the people that make this possible. Coastal Homes, Mark Wright, Presidential Award winner, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes. Wesley Bulldog game just got done, so go check them out. Big shout out to 401 Strength and Fitness. Check them out. And if you're looking to get recruited, give R&R Elite Recruits a call. We're going to bring Emerson in just off the field. I wonder how many flags he threw tonight, or if it was a flag-free Friday. Emerson, what's going on?
How you doing, Mike?
All right, welcome. You're always welcome. How was your game? What game did you have tonight, and how was it?
So we had the Davies Situate game, and the Davies won 20-12. Excuse me, 20-2. 20-2.
20-2. Yeah, you want to get
Yes.
that right now. Now, Situate Davies. Yeah. A lot of people saying Davies for a third-year program is actually a pretty damn good school.
They are. I mean, they're definitely they definitely look impressive there. They did a really good job of controlling the ball and marching up and down the field. Very athletic. Guys can move there, and there was some very good play calls there. And they're definitely an up and coming team. I can definitely see them making a run in the playoffs here. To the playoffs. I think they have that potential.
Yeah, Davies only been around, this is their third season. I want to say it's coached by Coach Cabral, if I'm not mistaken. Did you have a chance to meet the head coach?
Yes, I did. And he's great guys. I know a lot of their staff. They're a lot of good football guys there. They've done a lot of work over the years. I definitely know a lot of them. They have a good nucleus of people there. So I just expect good things from Davies in the upcoming years. And they really did a good job tonight. So, and to give Situate credit, I mean, they were definitely doing some decent things there, but Davies really capitalized on all their mistakes, and ultimately, you have to do your best to play mistake-free football, and obviously mistakes are going to happen. And Davies did a really good job of moving that ball, and once they got that ball, putting in a good position, or even if they had the punt, putting them deep into their own territory and forcing them to drive out. So it was a really good game. Shout out to both coaching staffs there. I know Coach D'Souza there. He's rebuilding that program, and really trying to do good things there, and definitely is. And then the Davies coaches, they did well. So like I said, it was a really good game. Very, very physical game. I'll definitely say that. But Davies did pull off the win.
Well, congratulations, Davies. I know, Situate's not going to get it done overnight. It's going to take some time. But they have a tough game against Pontiac next week, Coach Cook.
Yeah.
Who's doing a great job over there.
I mean, any game with Pontiac, I mean, this is going back a few years, but every game I played against Pontiac was always a tough game. It's this is a credit to that. It's credit to coaches there. This is really a solid program, and does a good job down there, and is going to be. They're proving themselves to be the top team in the division, and they're going to keep doing their thing. So shout out to Coach Cook and what he does there in Pontiac, and
We'll have to excuse Emerson is actually driving home. I'm sure his signal will come back to him. But on the screen, once it finishes buffering, we have pretty much the ending to the SK Central Knights game. You can go check that full game out on Fans Only Sports while we give Emerson a chance to get back in. You're
Mike,
back.
you hear me?
Yeah. Now you're back. I was just keeping the community, the two people that are watching right now. But I had the we heard what you said about Situate, being a good tough team and just they're in the rebuilding process. Yeah, it does keep cut short. So let's see some scores that I know about while we wait for. First, I want to say my condolences, man, to Providence Fire Department. Lost a fireman today. That's definitely sad. Let's see if we can get Emerson back up in here. I wonder if it's this thing. So let me just stop sharing this. Okay, we'll wait for Emerson to get back up in here. I know the Johnston game was, some of these scores are not where they should be right now. I know the Bishop Hendricken game was 55-28. Pilgrim was 42-0. I know Westerly, that I actually have to fix. So give me a minute and I'll. Here we go. He's back. Here
I am.
Let me get the other one out of here. There we go. Oh, look, he's even got the stripes on him. Yeah, sometimes the signal goes, it kind of gets a little shut wide in and out. I was showing the last few minutes to the Central game, man. I was very impressed. Like under 20 seconds left, Central drives down half the field. They get it down close enough for a field goal. Mm-hmm. Something happens. The play goes dead. They line up again for a field goal, and either the place kicker dropped it or they were trying to fake it. And but I was like, why would you fake it when you had a chance to win it? I don't know. But Central loses that game. Very surprising for the SK. Now, I'm sure Coach Washington ain't going to be too happy about taking an L there, but I did not expect Central to fall to SK.
Right, and it's just like the saying is, any given Sunday. Again, that I definitely know that was definitely a surprise. I didn't think they'd roll over them, but definitely, most folks thought that they would beat them. But again, you got to bring your A game every single game. There aren't too many slouches in Division I in Rhode Island. So regardless of who you are or what you are.
You want to stand by 1 second? I got Stanley Dunbar coming in after his game, so just hold on 1 second.
Go for it.
Coach Dunbar, how you doing?
What's up, Mikey? How's it going?
All right. Congratulations, man. Good game.
Thank you. It was a good game, but it's definitely, I don't know, man. It was a good game, though. We got a W.
Nah, yeah, you started off like very fast. Looked like you got on the board right away, and then things seemed to slow down a little bit.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna make any too much comments on the officiating, but I don't know. It seemed like they was trying to keep it close at times, but our kids fought hard. Mount Hope played hard first and foremost, but yeah, they were just a lot. In my opinion, there was a lot of questionable calls in the second half.
Now we gotta kind of step on that. You got Luke Molly played very well. Zach Tuck, I seen him make a couple runs. How do you feel about Zach Tuck today? He seems to be a household name.
I think he's starting to establish himself as one of the best running backs. I'm going to just focus on our division and say that right now he's starting to establish himself as one of the best running backs in D2. But he's a talented kid. He's big, he's strong, he's fast. He's kind of the complete package as a running back at this level.
Now you're coming back home next week, right? Am I correct?
Yep, we played Tolman at home next Friday.
That's gonna be a tough game. I heard they got a tough line.
Yep.
So you guys got a lot to get ready for. Coach, like always, man, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna let you get back to your business. Any last words?
No, sir, Mikey. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, congratulations, guys.
All right, have a good one.
All right, Coach Dunbar. Well, you heard it, Emerson. A lot of questionable calls, and I know how you stand on officials. That you're never gonna go against anything the officials say. But we're hearing that a lot lately.
Well, and again, I mean, obviously, I'm not there. I mean, I only officiate the games I officiate, and it's just like anything. Again, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna comment too much. I didn't see the game, but when a ref, when an official makes a call, one team's gonna like it, and the other team is not, and that's fine, and that's just how the game is. It's unfortunate that coaches feel like that, but again, that's just the nature of this beast. Is something that I honestly challenge anyone to kind of get into the mix of being an official and really, being in the middle of the game. It's not as easy as everyone thinks it is, and people. I like the one thing I really like is that a lot of folks, like, after this game, a lot of folks like Mr. Referee, thank you, and there's always going to be a questionable call. That's just how it is. It's just the nature of this beast. So, but ultimately, regardless of that, it never should be an excuse of the referee's lost or won the game for us or whatever. But it's always going to be a questionable call, a call you don't like. So that's just how it goes. But but anyway, I mean, I'm glad to see that Stanley's doing well down there. I will definitely say that they got their work cut out for them for Tolman. They got some up front they got some good size and speed. And it's going to be a good test for them. Coach JD there at Tolman's a really good guy and a really solid coach. So it's really going to be a battle. And honestly, those really one of the ones. I wish it was one of the games I could actually officiate, but needless to say, it is what it is. But I would definitely think that's going to be a solid game, and that's really anyone's game there. There's really nothing else to be said about that, but it's definitely going to be a solid game for that next week.
And tomorrow's game too, West Warwick and St. Ray's. They'll be lining up tomorrow. St. Ray's looks tough for every team that goes in front of them. They are just, there's levels to this. And they seem like they are levels, leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of other teams in many divisions.
Kind of losing you there, Mike.
You got me? I said West Warwick and St. Ray's tomorrow. Well, we know Emerson is driving home. Oh, yeah, okay. So we got St. Ray's tomorrow and West Warwick High School. Coach Penn, I'm sure he was at the Davies game today, playing in his home right now. What do you think about that matchup?
Yes. Honestly, having the opportunity to officiate both teams, that's going to be another good one. West Warwick was a physical team, and so was St. Ray's. And to be honest with you, I know St. Ray's, they've kind of been on a roll here for the past little bit. So, but ultimately, like I said, it's really any given Sunday. I mean, this is a perfect example of why we keep saying there's good football being played in Rhode Island. This is a perfect example. Look at the two games we just talked about. Tolman versus Westerly is going to be a great game. And, West Warwick versus St. Ray's is going to be a great game. So, again, great football being played. Glad it's in this state. Glad more of it's being recognized, and obviously with platforms like this. But, definitely glad to see, these games going on, and can't wait to see the results of these games.
No, definitely. I heard the announcer, a lot of people have been saying Westerly St. Ray's right now look to be the best two in Division Two. And I really can't say that I disagree with that, knowing people know I'm a little Wesley biased, but you know,
No, not you, Mike.
you know, I like the product that they have right now. I like that they can run the ball, they can pass the ball. And in the beginning of the season, I told Coach Dunbar, I was like, I was a little suspect. He was very small, and he said we're gonna be fast, and he said we're gonna be fast, and he was right. So shout out to them. Shout out to a lot of the teams in Division Two. West Warwick, they got one of the. I think their quarterback is one of inside the top 5 of the league. So West Pennington's doing good things. They'll play Wesley in a couple weeks, but Coach Penn first has to, focus on St. Ray's right now.
Right. And again, you can't overlook anyone here, especially a team like that. So, but no, we have some really good coaches here, so I know that they're going to do their thing. But like I said, I'm definitely, I'm definitely interested to see the results of these games. I really think it's going to be. Really be some solid football played in the next couple of weeks here. And, guys just going to keep pushing and keep moving. So that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of great games. We did our top 3 yesterday, predictions and stuff with Felix and Rhode Island ranked. He's building that page. I think he's up to 900 followers now on Instagram, but he does a top 3 each week of different positions. He does quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and now he does the top 3 defensive end. So it's. I'm glad these kids are getting their names are getting out there. Their names are getting recognized. Like the podcast is now being picked up by some Texas platforms. So they're hearing this stuff as far as Texas. They're hearing it down in Maryland, they're hearing it in South Carolina, so they're definitely here in many places besides Rhode Island.
Good, and honestly, that's the exposure these kids need. It's a lot to be said about that because again, we definitely deserve that respect when it comes to football. We're obviously we're a small state, but as we'll always say, football is. There's good football being played here. So, I'm glad to see that these other states are picking it up, and we're giving Rhodey an opportunity to be showcased, which is exactly what we need.
Yeah, definitely. I had to get my mic back on. Rhode Island definitely needs that. Rhode Island's definitely getting that. And I've been saying that Rhode Island can stick out more than a lot of these other states because we're smaller, so we can send more kids to the next level.
True, but these kids are working for that. I mean, these kids are, really, doing what they need to do to get to that next level. The opportunities are now there, and these kids are seeing it more and more. It's not just, okay, yeah, I played 4 years of high school. Thank you. See you later. Like, the kids are starting to see that now they can play at that next level. And again, as I've always said, it doesn't matter the level. Success is playing past high school. And that's what these kids are starting to see.
Yes, and a lot of kids are starting to get that point. I don't know the exact number of Rhode Island kids that are playing in colleges, universities, on JUCO teams. I even know, some of the semi-pro teams are doing well with Rhode Island kids, but we're sending a lot of kids to play beyond high school football, and that's a credit to everybody that's working together.
Yep, and that's what it takes. It has to be a collective, a collective move here to get these kids going, and that's what's happening right now. And it's a great thing. I mean, this is what the state has needed for years. So,
yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and there's people that are working very hard to make that happen collectively. Whether you're in a gym, getting kids in there, to do the workouts, whether you're a training facility, whether you're a lineman club, whether you're doing flag football, My point is a lot of people working together, for the common goal to
Yep, and
make Rhode
that's what
Island
it's going to take.
football.
And that's exactly what it's going to take to keep this ball rolling. It's not going to be, one gym or or one group. It's going to be the collective, and that collective working together, figuring it out, and really elevating the level of football in the state. And again, it's and I'm not gonna lie, there definitely has to be a little bit of maturity here, which honestly, some folks lack. Um, with attempts to smear and stuff like that. Like that's the ones that really know and really understand and get it are the ones that are working together to make this happen. And I have much respect for all the coaches that have worked with me and honestly work with others, and not just working with me. Working with other groups. Getting these kids better. In high school and youth. I mean that's what it's going to take. We need that collective approach. We need to have folks working together with one another and not breaking people down. It's unfortunate when that stuff happens. And, it's happened to me. It's happened to a couple other folks that I know. And you just kind of sit there and laugh at them. But, the guys know, people know, we're doing the right things regardless of what all these haters are saying. So it is what it is. But, it's just good to see that, people are finally coming together. Coaches are getting together. Players are working together, trying to make themselves better. Obviously like Coach Dunbar and, his breakthrough, the 7-on-7. That's excellent for the state. This is exactly what the state needed. And we're just going to keep moving forward. It's just it's going to get better and better, and it's going to benefit these kids, and that's really what it's all about.
That's all we can do is keep moving forward and hope these kids get better. With all the great coaches, Coach Dunbar, like you said, his Breakthrough Academy, and a lot of people in Rhode Island football was involved in that Breakthrough Academy. Yourself, doing some officiating. Coach Blake was involved. Coach B-Ball. Speaking of Coach B-Ball, I think he was up 6-0 on his game against EG. But Coach B-Ball was there. There was a lot of coaches. Coach Mike Washington was there. Coach Nod, doing a lot with behind the pads. So we have a lot of good people, and there's a lot more coaches, and I could just stay here and, just name a lot of these coaches, go on and on. But they know who they are. You know who they are.
Yep, and I give them all props for, again, there were no egos there. I mean, guys wanted to win, and guys worked with everyone there, and it was great. I mean, that was a really solid showing of what Rhode Island football can really do. I would love to see that travel a little bit and really, started competing with other teams in mass and stuff like that on the 7-on-7 level. But, I really think this is a great start. And again, shout out to Coach Dunbar for getting that done this summer, working with these kids and getting them all better. I mean, that's all this is about. This isn't about egos. This isn't about, who's is better, this and that. It's about getting these kids to the next level. And, folks are understanding that now. And, we're going to start seeing the benefits of that. I mean, we're already seeing it now. I mean, a lot of those kids that were playing, I mean, I've seen a lot of them, and they're like, oh, you the referee in the 7-on-7. I was like, how'd you guess? So, it's, but it's a good thing to see these young men competing, getting it done both on the field and in the classroom. And, the future's bright, and it's just really good to be a part of that. Really good to, been kind of the tip of the spear of this, years ago, where folks really weren't looking, and, I was blessed with my shot, and now more and more kids are getting opportunities. And honestly, that's all I could ever ask for these kids here to really get that shot and really work and, really have opportunities to play past high school. That's what it's all about.
And when a lot of people say, you're that referee, you kind of wait before you say, nah, not me.
Well, I kind of stick out like a sore thumb, so it's it's kind of obvious that I'm that referee, as they like to say. But but again, it's good. The young men, this is mutual respect. They know me, I know them. You know what I mean? And they know what they expect of me, I know what they expect of them, and they get the job done, and I get the job done. So above all, like I said, it's about getting these young men take that next step and play past high school. And again, with all the talent that I've seen, especially this summer, that's there's definitely opportunity there for these young men to do that. So, but again, I'm glad someone like Stanley had the the right peace of mind to organize that and really get that done. I'm glad the coaches that were there that could really work with these young men. I mean, it really just goes to show you when people work together what can happen. So, but yeah, I definitely look forward to seeing these young men compete and get better over the next couple of years.
Yeah, I hope so. I know this next class is going to be very good. We got some good kids in this class. Some scores that I have right now. Let me just say some scores. North Providence won over PCD tonight. That was a good win for them. SK, picks up a thrilling win over Central High School. Very surprised that ending was like, what an exciting ending. And if Central gets that field goal off, wow, what a way to win a game that you were behind 13-12 most of the game. So that would have been a great, great win. I know Johnston was up. Narragansett was up over Johnston 21-12. I didn't get the final of that game yet. Bishop Hendricken was up 55-28 over Catholic Memorial. A lot of people are not surprised. And it does give them, like somebody said, some humble
cut
pie.
Out there, Mike. What was the score, Bishop? What was the score, Bishop? What was the score, Bishop Hendricken?
Bishop Hendricken was 55-28. So that's something they are not used to. Also, Pilgrim the score I had was 42-0. Westerly 28, Mount Hope 7. Rogers was 24-6. Now these scores are not final scores yet. The games are over, but these are not I'm not sure these are all the actual scores, so don't hold me to that. Coventry 24-6 over Rogers. When I seen that score, that was going into right after halftime. Woonsocket was up 6-0. He's back. Oh, hello. All right, they
Hello.
You got me. Hello, he's back. Let me just change this logo real quick. Hold on. Okay, I don't know what the last score you heard, but Bishop Hendricken was up 55-28. Pilgrim 42. North Smithfield nothing. That'll be the second time North Smithfield gets blanked by 40 points this season. But they're rebuilding. Westerly 28 over Mount Hope 28-7. Coventry was up 24-6 after halftime. Woonsocket 6-0 over EG. I didn't have a North Kingstown, East Providence score. Situate and Davies. Situate falls to Davies 20-2. And Cranston East and Portsmouth still didn't have a score for that game. So we'll get more scores and I'll definitely update it. You surprised by that Bishop Hendricken score?
Honestly, yes and no. As I've told everyone, I've coached in Mass before. It's definitely a higher level of football. I'll definitely be the first to admit that. Obviously there's more people in Mass. There's a lot of great football being played in Massachusetts for sure. There's definitely more. Obviously there's more kids to choose from, and a little bit more talent up there. Obviously that's why they have what they have. Honestly, it's a good test for Hendricken. Good, and honestly, I give props for Hendricken for stepping out of the state border here and really looking for different competition. I don't know how many times they've won the state title here, but you know what? Instead of just being content with winning in Rhode Island, they're stepping out of Rhode Island and competing. So again, these boys that are at Hendricken are getting a very good opportunity to play against some really solid competition. And I know for a fact Catholic is one of the better teams in Massachusetts. So, again, you're only going to get better by competing against the So I give them. I give them I give them a lot of credit for doing so. I mean that's really going to carry a lot of these young men on that team, further because they're playing against better competition.
Well, I'll tell you how many they won. They won 10 out of 11. Out of the last 11, they won 10.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, they but
and
do what they do. On a sad note, though, I do want to say rest in peace to the fireman that lost his life in Providence today. Definitely sad. My condolences does go out to their family. That was something that I definitely wanted to mention. Our first responders. They get a lot of grief and a lot of people give them a lot of stuff, and I don't think we thank our first responders probably enough. So, definitely thank you to the first responders and condolences to the Providence Fire Department and to that fireman's family.
Yes, my condolences as well. And Mike, I definitely agree with you. Our first responders really don't get enough credit or respect that they truly deserve. I mean, when the call is made, they're there and they're assisting, and there's always, it's not always pretty. They see stuff, and I've definitely known plenty of first responders in my time, and they talk about some of the things every once in a while, but I mean, it is not rainbows and unicorns that they're walking into all the time. So, definitely much love and much respect for them, and my condolences to the family of the fireman who lost his life here. But it's a tough job, and as I say, it's a tough job, and someone got to do it. And I'm very thankful for the men and women that do it. So much respect to them.
Yeah, definitely. Everything ditto what you said, and yeah, definitely much respect to them and first responders everywhere. Yes. Everywhere. First responders everywhere. Glenn Sermel said when he left the Catholic Memorial game, they were up 55-21. Somebody sent me a message. They said, call the national. First it said, he said Catholic Memorial caught a body in Warwick. Call 911. And,
wow.
And then it said, call the National Guard. And it kept updating me with another Catholic Memorial touchdown. Another school playing a lot of out-of-state teams this year is LaSalle. Shout out to LaSalle. I think they play Marshfield today.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that.
Do you guys, because, I was talking to Felix about this last night with this week's game. Nothing was put about Catholic Memorial. Let me see. All right. Are you still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
All right. No, your thing beep. Nothing was put in Catholic Memorial about the schedule. And then in the journal about the them playing Catholic Memorial, and someone mentioned because they're not an RIIL team, and someone even went a little further and said, do they have to use that they may use separate officials that are not affiliated with the Interscholastic League for that game?
So I'm not too sure about that. I know that obviously if a game is played in Rhode Island, more likely there'll be Rhode Island officials there. If it's games played in Mass, obviously there'll be Mass. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It is a shame, to be honest with you, that the journal didn't cover that. It didn't. To me, that would be something that I'd want them to cover, because regardless of how the game goes, at least a team from Rhode Island is competing against another team from another state. Like, that's not, what I mean? Like, that's, why would you not want that? Why would you, I mean, it's just like, for example, with wrestling, when you do the New England tournament, okay, it should be, and I know it was reported. I remember, I believe it was my junior year, when one of the guys, he was from Central, he won the New Englands, and it was well known. I mean, and I know, like, this year, like, I know Hendricken, I believe, won the New Englands maybe a year or two ago. I don't remember when, but it should be known. Like, we need to we need to have a footprint in New England. Was when Rhode Island teams are competing against other states. Like, that's to me, that's a no-brainer. Like, I would be hyping that up. I'd be like, wow, our best team is going to compete against one of the better teams in Massachusetts. I would want coverage. I would want the media there. I would want, regardless of what the game, how the game ends, it's still a representation of Rhode Island football. So why wouldn't you have that, broadcast where it needs to be? That's unfortunate. That's a missed opportunity.
Yes, definitely. And you would think, Bishop Hendricken, I think a year ago they said they was the number one boys private school in the country, and LaSalle ended up being the girls. I want to say the number one girls sports team in the country. So it was kind of nice having two Rhode Island programs. Absolutely. I just got an update of the Pilgrim game. It was 42-0 at halftime. The final score was 55-13. Pilgrim over North Smithfield, Mount St. Charles. That's where you went to school, Pilgrim.
Yeah, it's true.
Pilgrim pride. Are you a big Pilgrim fan?
Of course. I always want to see my alma mater do well. Always.
Shout out to Blizzy Blake. I love what Coach Blake's doing over at Pilgrim. I've been screaming that. Even a couple of years ago when they threatened to take away their football, them kids marched all the way to Town Hall. Then they went all the way to Krantz Stadium, win the Super Bowl. COVID kind of set them back. So, but I love what Blake's doing over there with them kids and that program.
Absolutely. I'm definitely glad that Blake is, taking over and is doing a fantastic job there. One of the things is that, I see them just about every day because of, obviously I live relatively close to Pilgrim, and, I just see the energy on that practice field, and it's really good. It's really good to see, I don't, like I said, I don't live too far from Pilgrim. So every once in a while I'm taking my sons on walks and stuff like that. And, I see them practicing, and, it's always good to see that your alma mater is doing well, and they continue to do well, and, they're doing the right things over there. It's just really good to see. And that's honestly all because of Blake and his coaching staff and what they're doing there. So again, big shout out to him and what he's been doing for Pilgrim, and, wishing him much success in the years to come here.
I mean, look, Blake got bingo going on. Like, you could play bingo. Blake's fundraisers. Shout out to Coach Blake. Like, where else you gonna go and play bingo? So not only
he's very creative. I'll definitely say that. And plus, honestly, the other big thing too is like people to a lot of these smaller stores, and there's one place actually called Mirabella's. There's great Italian food there. Is right off of Warwick Ave, and I go in there every once in a while, grab a sandwich or something, and obviously the people know me, they know my history, blah blah blah, and they have nothing but great things to say about Blake and the Pilgrim football program. So again, and it's all because of Blake. So again, much respect to him, and honestly, all of us alumni from Pilgrim, it's Pilgrim alumni. We're all kind of we're a very interesting group, because a lot of us before Blake's time, like, a lot of us have been to Super Bowls and we lost. And just like everyone else, just like I said earlier, you always want your alma mater to do well. And, honestly, since he's come in and taken over, I mean, he's really changed the program. The kids have done a wonderful job of, working with him and him working with them kids. And honestly, the success has come. So, I'm definitely glad to see that. And like I said, the future of Pilgrim football looks really good. And, we have Blake to thank for that.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Blake. Speaking of Coach Blake, we're going to bring on the coach that was on the other side of the field, Coach Paiva, already sitting behind his desk. What's going on?
Hey, how we doing?
All right, tough game against a tough team. You guys knew this was going to be a fight going into it.
Yeah, it was a tough game. We can't sugarcoat it. When you're outmatched, you're outmatched, and when all 11 guys lined up and you don't have one winning matchup, that's a tough deal.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. We have Emerson Kilgore on the feed as well. I'm sure Emerson, and we're gonna have Coach Blake on in a few minutes right after you. How did your boys do? I guess you didn't do too good matching. You said when they have 11 guys and you can't match up to one of their plays, it seems to be an issue.
Yeah, and when you can go man to man, knowing full well you're better than the guy that you lined up against, that's a tough thing to overcome. And all we can do is keep playing. And I have to give my guys a little bit of credit. We played, we continue to play in the second half. We have 20 guys that come off a bus, so we play with 20 men on the roster, and we probably only play about 13 or 14 kids.
Who you got there with you, Coach?
I got Cole Skinner. He's one of our captains. Scored a touchdown tonight. Completed a long pass. First touchdown of his career. First pass attempt of his career, and found a way to complete it. So Cole had a pretty good night for us tonight.
Nice. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Cole.
Thank you. Yeah,
So excuse me?
I said it was a tough night, but good learning experience.
Yeah, it'll get better. Coach Paiva do a good job up there. You'll have your field soon. Who do you guys play next week?
We take the long bus ride to Middletown next week.
All right, man, and I'm sure we'll talk to you next week as well, Coach.
With it being a long bus ride, you'll definitely catch me. I'll call you for the bus.
All right, Coach, man. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it, and we'll definitely talk on next week. Any last words?
Yeah, let Coach Simpson know. His boys played a great game, and there's no reason why the road to Division III doesn't go through Pilgrim. Those guys played hard. They're well coached, and Coach Simpson knew he had matchup advantages and allowed the younger kids to play in the second half. It was a classic move to not just keep pounding it. He had every opportunity to win this game, probably 80-0. And the fact that and play speaks volumes for the kind of guy that Coach Simpson is. And, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Well, Coach Simpson actually just joined us, so he actually heard them words. Coach Blake, what do you say about that before we let Coach Paiva go?
I appreciate it immensely. But to add to that, what's that going to teach my guys or even his guys if I just keep my starters out there for 4 quarters? Like he said, he showed up with 20 guys. He had a bunch of guys that were on a class trip or something. So, he's already behind in that aspect of the game. So, it helps my younger guys get some playing experience. So, and it helped Skinner get his first touchdown. So, we're trying to create young men and create memories for them. So, how's it going to be a good memory if we win 80? And then what's that going to prove to anybody in the state? It's going to do nothing.
Yep. Yeah. Well said. And like I said, at the field, good luck, Coach, and good luck to anybody trying to stop you. So if you guys need anything, you just let me know, and we'll be happy, and be looking for you guys to keep playing well.
Appreciate that, Coach.
All right, Coach Paiva, thank you. Appreciate it.
Good night.
Coach Blake, how are we doing, man? Congratulations. Everyone says you're a very humble guy, huh?
I try to be. Try to be humble. Try and just week by week, and I'm not trying to be cocky. I try and have fun with the guys. I know some people don't like when we come out with the smoke, but that's just something that hypes them up and gets them ready to start a football game.
Now, let me tell you, everybody should have an opening like you guys have. That is incredible. That's one way to hype your crowd up. We actually have Emerson with us tonight, one of, a Pilgrim alumni, and he said he's very happy to see Pilgrim win.
What's up, Blake?
How you doing?
Doing well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So who do you have for player of the night? Are you ready to answer that yet? You know I get that question every week.
Yeah. I got a tough one. Our quarterback, he went 10 for 10 tonight for over 250 with I think 4 or 5 touchdowns. But we also had a breakout game for one of our junior wide receivers who took took a jet to the house, third play of the game from about 40 yards, and then he ended the game with two kick returns from 60 plus. So and he played stout defense at corner. So I mean, his name's Alex Panero. He's a transfer from Cranston East for us this year, and he's one hell of a player and a big bolt to our offense and defense.
Now, when I heard about Leroy Matitol, that you guys were going to have a moment of silence, I knew Leroy, so I wanted to dedicate tonight's show to him. Well, then you have all the kids have stickers on their helmets with Leroy's initials and number.
Yep, that's right. I was tagged in a comment on Facebook after his passing by his coach Don Marcone, who was the father of Jeff at LaSalle. He was a longtime head coach at Pilgrim, and he coached Leroy. And one of my current players was one of his teammates, Rick Pagelli, and he reached out, and a lot of people were hoping that we could do something nice for him. And we turned around and ordered some helmet decals to remember him by, and we had a nice moment of silence tonight after the national anthem as well.
I mean, thank you. I'm sure his family thanks you. Now will them stickers stay on for the rest of the season?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, Coach Blake. Any last words, man?
If you're not doing anything next week, you should head down to Narragansett. It's going to be a big battle between us and the Mariners. I guess they had a nice big win against Johnson tonight.
Yes, they did. I really didn't get. I only had their score from early on. But yeah, I'll have to get the final score from that game. But congratulations to Pilgrim.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, Blake. Have a good one.
Thanks for having me on. Have a good night.
See you, Blake.
Blake's always willing to come on, never ducking any smoke, which he really didn't have to duck any smoke this year yet. He's playing very good football, and I've been saying the road going to the Super Bowl, whether it's a cliche, goes through Pilgrim.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And honestly, this next game that they have is definitely going to be a good test for them. Narragansett is definitely a solid team, and again, just like I said earlier, every team's gonna have to bring that A game. So, I definitely feel that there'll be some good games there next week. I mean, you already mentioned a couple already, and the season's starting to heat up now. So it's really gonna be, some good battles coming up. So I'm definitely happy to, like I said, be a part of it. Listen, Mike, I got to run. I'm at home.
Yes. Emerson,
again,
thank you.
Thank you for having me.
He's my co-host, Emerson Kilgore, today, fresh off the field. Field. Where will we see you next week? Do you have your schedule yet for your next game?
Yeah, I actually have the Hendricken Woonsocket game, and I do have one more, but I can't remember offhand. It's in my scheduler, but I know that one's. I'm very much interested to see how that goes. You can never count Woonsocket out, and obviously, Hendricken is the state power here right now. So, I know both head coaches. I know them pretty good. I think we're in for a very solid game next week between Hendricken and Woonsocket. I'm definitely excited to be a part of that game, and it's going to be definitely a good one to see. So, again, I believe it's at Woonsocket. So, that would be good. But I got to run.
Okay.
Again, thank you for having me here, and I will talk to you soon.
Yes, you will. Have a good one, Emerson.
You too, Mike.
Well, friendly official Emerson Kilgore, joining us. I'm glad he came through Remember, this show is dedicated to the life and memory of Leroy Matador, man. Salute to your family. Salute to your brother Steven. It was very humble what Coach Blake was able to put together. He explained the story, about the coach and asking, can we do something nice for Leroy? So they went out and got some nice labels for the helmets, put it on the helmet. So definitely salute to Coach Blake for doing that. And it was nice to have Coach Paiva on and then have that nice words for Coach Blake at the end. See, we're bringing you good content all the time. Now, listen, you got another hour to go, and then you can go over to Instagram and watch Eric Rube, his great podcast. You definitely, because you know what? You can't copy respect. All right, people. Appreciate you. Anybody want to come on, they're definitely welcome. We'll happily keep tabs on the games tomorrow, and I'll get you all them good scores from tomorrow.
You nervous with butterflies in your stomach, don't try to intimidate me. You couldn't scare me with lip. I'm spontaneous, smart, dangerous, fancy and quick. My